Good morning, friends. It's Wednesday. It's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And today I am going to be talking about how to apply lashes. I feel like we get questions all the time about how to apply lashes if you are just starting out, or like tips and tricks that might help you as you try to figure out how to apply lashes to yourself. Hi friends. Hi Laura. So good to see you. Hi Anna. Oh yay. I love when you guys pop on. So today, like I just said, we're going to be doing lash talk. So I want to just go over a couple things before we get into applying lashes. First thing being, I have lashes on this eye. So if I look a little different, that is why there's lashes here and no lashes here. But I want to talk about something important, especially if you are a working makeup artist. I feel like in your kit, I just have mine in like an organizer. You can get these like at your organizing stores. I'm forgetting the name, like storage container place. That's where I get these. And so I leave like my lash glue. I have tweezers. I love to have a pair of tweezers. But the big thing I want to go over before we get into lashes, hi Timber, is having two different lash glues in your kits. If you're a working professional makeup artist. One of these is a latex-free formula. You will run into a lot of clients who have latex allergies. So I prefer to have two options. I have the latex-free. This is just the duo glue. And I like this one because it's a brush on. And I feel like, just truthfully working from my own hands, I feel like I can apply glue really quickly from this applicator. So this one is latex-free. And then I also just have a regular lash glue. Hi, Chelsea. So good to see you. I also have a regular lash glue. This does contain latex in it. So just keeping two different options. And then if you're applying this to yourself, which is mainly what I'm going to focus on today, is just talking to you directly and not like as applying them on someone else. But I would just make sure you have two different options. Again, I like to have the tweezers as well. And then you're also going to need some sort of little scissors. These are my scissors that are directly for cutting lashes. I don't like to cut anything else with it just because it keeps them really nice and sharp, and they're really small so that you're going to be able to cut your lashes really easily. So my lashes today that I'm going to show you guys are just from Ardell. There are so many different lashes, all different kinds you can have, but I just have this, and so this is what I'm going to show you. I want to also mention one other thing when it comes to lashes, and if you're just starting out or you have a little bit of a challenge applying them to yourself, I want to give you a little tip in case you don't already know this. But right here, see these lashes right here? Where the top of the lashes are on that lash line, it's a very flexible and thin band, okay? So the thinner the band of the lash, the more flexible it is. That means that you're going to be able to move it around. You're going to be able to place it a little bit easier on the eye. But as you get into thicker bands, like this option right here, see how the lashes get a little thicker, and at the lash line, it looks a little bit thicker as well. That is where you're going to have a little bit of a challenge trying to bend and get your lash line to match up with your lashes. So hopefully that kind of makes sense to you guys, but just starting out, if that's you, I would highly recommend getting a lash that is just a really thin lash line and that you can bend and move it. So I applied this guy already. So you're going to need tweezers, scissors if we need to cut it. You're also going to need obviously your lash glue and also mascara of whatever kind you already love. So I just dropped my lash glue. So 1 second, let me pick this guy up. Okay. When you're removing your lashes from the tray also, I see a lot of artists who like literally pick and pull the actual lashes to try to get it off. I feel like if you actually take your thumb and you press down straight onto the lash and then pull directly down, that way when it's coming off of the tray, you're not actually pulling every individual lash. So it's going to come off really nice and easily, and it's going to come off all together instead of possibly ripping a lash. So just get it to come off really loose. And I'm going to show you guys more up close. This is what I mean by a very flexible band. Like it takes no effort to get it to come in or move around. That is the kind of lash that I would recommend starting out with, because you're going to have more control that way, and it's going to be able to be easier applied to your lashes. So what I would do from here when you're first starting out is have a hand mirror. I have to teach a lot of clients that when they're just standing at their wall mirror, like if they're in the bathroom, they're applying their lashes, you're looking kind of straight ahead into the mirror. I highly recommend having a hand mirror or something that you can hold in your hand so that you can move the mirror to where you need it to be. Because honestly, I feel like applying down here instead of directly in front of you is going to be so much easier. Especially if you have really curly long lashes, it can be hard to get that lash when you're looking straight ahead to kind of go under and behind your lashes. So I would recommend having a hand mirror. So hold it down here, and when we apply, we're going to come from an upward angle and get it to lay right on top of our lashes. So hopefully that also makes sense. Hello friends, good to see you. Do you apply mascara first before lashes? To be truthful, I do both. So I will apply mascara before I apply, and then we're also going to talk about why it's important to apply mascara after you apply lashes as well, because the after part is super important, because in photos and professional photos, you can always see when lashes are not blended, they're not pinched together. So I'm going to go through all of that, so I'm so glad you asked that, Anna, because I'm going to touch base on that for sure. So what I like to do first is kudos to you, and if you can do this, that is so great. There's no right or wrong in this decision making, but this is just what works best for me, and throughout all my years, this is just the easiest way for me to do it. I prefer to apply my lashes from using my tweezers. But if you don't want to use tweezers, or you don't have tweezers and you want to apply straight from your fingers, that's totally fine as well. I just feel like some artists have a struggle getting lashes to go on if you have acrylics on, or your lashes your nails might be a little bit too long. So I prefer just to apply from tweezers. So I'm going to hold my mirror, and I'm going to hold it down just a little bit so that my lashes, because I have pretty long lashes, they usually will get in the way. So if I tilt it down, my lashes now are pointed more downwards. So I'm going to come in again from the upward angle, and what I'm going to do without any glue on it, I'm going to apply like I would, just to make sure, and just to measure out that these are going to match up. I already know that they're going to match up, but I want to show you guys that this is an important step to take, because if you don't measure them before you put them on with the glue, they might pop off in the inner corners, and you're going to have like that inner corner irritation where every time you blink, you can feel them. It's just because they're a little bit too long. So you want to make sure that you don't miss this step. So I'm going to apply, and I can see that the corners are matching up to my lash line. So the inner corner is matching up to my natural lash, the size of my eye, and the outer part is too. So I won't need to cut mine. However, if you need to cut yours, make sure that you cut them. And I would recommend cutting them from the longer edge. So from the outside of the eye, cutting those off a little bit, because if your eye is a little bit smaller, the length of that lash on the outer edge might be a little bit too long for your size. So it's obviously going to be different for everybody, but just don't miss that step. If it's too long, you're going to be feeling it all day long, and no one wants it to feel that. So mine look fine. So I do already have mascara on, so that's totally fine if you want to apply it that way. But I'm going to take glue. I'm just using this glue. I also wanted to say there is another glue that I absolutely loved, but I just ran out recently, so I don't have it with me, but it's the House of Lashes glue. It's so good. It comes in a tube that looks almost exactly like this Duo lash glue, and it's a brush-on adhesive. You can get it at Sephora, I believe, but I really, really love it. It stays on really nicely, because there's nothing worse than having a glue that needs to be either replaced because it's old and it's not sticking on anymore, or it's just like, it's not good glue. So I highly recommend. I really like the Duo, and I love the House of Lashes glue. So what I'm doing from here is just taking the applicator, and I am applying just a thin layer of glue, making sure that on the edges here you get a decent amount of glue, because if you don't get glue on the edges, they might come up later. And another reason they might pop off is because they might be a little bit too long for your eye shape. But if you struggle completely with them always popping off in the inner and outer corner, I might recommend doing individual lashes. So maybe I'll do another video of those kind of lashes and how I would apply those. If you guys would like, just let me know, because I will be back next Wednesday. I'm here every Wednesday, 10 a.m. So if you have a recommendation, if you'd like to see that, just let me know. But when you apply the lash glue, do not go in directly and try to apply this. It's going to be way too movie. It's going to slip and slide around. So I like to wait. On a client, I would never blow on this. That's so unsanitary. But for yourself, if you're not a working makeup artist, if you're just someone like a normal consumer, you can obviously blow on it, but I don't have that habit, so I'm not going to blow on mine. But I wait about 30 seconds or so before I try to apply this lash. So I'm going to wait just a little bit here. And when you're working, I like to pinch from more of the center of the lash. So I have almost the same amount of, like, just the middle of the lash. So I'm going to apply it straight from the middle. So when I look into the mirror holding it down here and I come up from an upward angle, I like to look at the middle of my eye, and I'm not really focused on anything else but just placing the middle part to match the middle of my eye. Once that middle part is attached, I'm going to go over here to the outer edge and I'm going to shape it, push it down where my natural lash is, and then I'm going to come right over here into the inner corner and do the exact same thing. So this is why I like tweezers, because I feel like I can work on a little bit of a tighter angle and I can get them exactly where I need them to be. So then I'll just take my finger and kind of just press over the whole lash just to make sure that everything is really nice and applied. Oops. And it should be right in place. So from here, I'm just going to give it a second so it can make sure that it's attached. And then this next part is where it gets really important, especially in pictures. So take note of this next step because you won't want to miss this, because sometimes I see where people might miss this step in photos and you can definitely tell a difference. So now that it's on, it's applied, it's not going anywhere, I'm going to take mascara. It doesn't matter what kind. It can be waterproof, it can be any kind that you already love. And what I would recommend doing is blending your lashes together. So I like to start, I'm not really focused on the length. I'm not going to pull it all the way out and through. I want to really focus at the root of my lashes. And what I do is touch my own lashes and then I wiggle left and right, back and forth. And what this is doing is it's kind of wiggling my lashes up into the falsies. So again, just at that root, left to right. And I just kind of blend lightly upwards because I don't really want mine super, super long. I have one lash that's doing something slightly weird. There we go. So once you apply your mascara, this is what I would definitely recommend doing, is taking your fingers, just your 2 fingers here. I wouldn't recommend using tweezers because your fingers are a little bit wider than obviously the tweezers are. So you're going to be able to do this in a easier and just, it'll be easier if you use your fingers and not tweezers. So I would get as close as you can to the root, and what I do is press the lashes together. What this is going to do is, like, from a sideways view, it's going to make your lashes look completely blended into the falsies. So you're not going to be able to see from whatever angle you're at, they look like your lashes. So I would pinch all the way through, and obviously make sure that the glue is dried, because if you try to do this, you might move it around on accident. And it should be, this also makes them feel really secure. So I'm going to do this eye because I didn't do that eye, and that's why this one looks a little different from this side. This step will also, when you pinch them, it will also make them like a little bit more lifted, because see how this one's not quite as lifted? It almost has like a different shape to it. That is because I didn't coat this one with mascara and I didn't pinch it upwards. So not only does it make the pinching, not only does that make it look like it's all one lash and they're all nice and blended, but it also shapes it to where it's actually standing upwards. So that is another tip. If you have lashes that like to fall, I would definitely pinch them for that reason too. So again, I'm going to touch the root of my lashes here and wiggle left to right. And then we'll go in with the pinching. And then I have one more step for you guys. And I would say that this last step is more optional, but I think every little detail does matter. So I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to pinch. And sometimes my left hand does not like to work with me. So we'll see. Yes, this is making a huge difference though. Thanks, Chelsea. You guys are so sweet to me. So, And then if you want them to be like more dramatic, if you want them to have more drama, you want to be them fuller, blacker, anything like that, you can definitely add more mascara. Like I think I want to add just a little bit more mascara in this inner part here. And then just make sure you pinch. And then the last step, I would recommend you tight line. So tight line is where you take your eyeliner, doesn't matter whatever kind that you personally love, that's totally fine. But I would recommend tight lining, and tight lining is this upper waterline. I'm not talking about the bottom waterline. I'm talking about this upper tight line area. In photos especially, you guys will definitely see when that is not filled in, because the closer you get, like I don't know if you guys will actually be able to tell. I'll look up so you guys can see. I'm sure you guys can see the white or my skin color, like the lightness from it not being filled in. So what I would recommend when you're applying your lashes is to make sure that you use black or whatever color you want to use. But I'm going to use black liner, and I'm going to press my liner into that tight waterline. So when I'm looking straight ahead or when someone's looking upwards, it's going to be black now. So hopefully you guys can tell, and it will also make, if you do the tight line, sorry, my eye is watering. When you do the tight line though, it will make your lashes look fuller from the root as well. So if you don't want to apply lashes, that's totally fine too. But if you have maybe shorter lashes or you wish they looked a little bit fuller without having to wear lashes, I would recommend tight lining, because it will make your natural lashes look fuller from the root, and that makes a huge difference. So I would highly recommend doing this step even if you weren't wearing lashes. So I'm going to do the other eye real fast here. And again, it just makes it look so much better. It kind of just seals it all in, makes it all look really balanced. And I just prefer a pencil for myself, but when I'm working on a professional client, I do like to use gel. I just feel like gel is a little bit faster. Hi, Kelsey. It works a little bit faster, easier, but for myself, I just prefer something in a eyeliner pencil. And I try to make sure that I get this inner corner here so that that lash band matches with my own here. And then pinch again if you need to. And it just makes them look so much fuller and nicer. So hopefully that kind of helps you guys applying lashes. If you have any recommendations for a next week, I'll be back every Wednesday, like I mentioned, at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if there is a video that you would like me to bring to you, just be sure to let us know. You can either send us a DM, you can write it in the comments here, whichever you prefer. But do you guys have any questions before I hop off? Sorry, there's a lot of outside noise right now. Yes, fuller for sure. Yeah, Laura, this is so... It's just all these little minor steps, but there's so many things that you have to like do and tweak and figure out to like work for you. But I feel like these are like the staple things to do. So, do you have a specific drugstore gel you would recommend? Oh yeah, gel liner. If you mean gel liner, this might come as a surprise, but I seriously love this. Let me grab it real quick. I love this liner. It is this guy right here. It is by L'Oreal, and they have all different colors. I'm pretty sure they have like blue, teal, brown. They used to have like yellow and like really neon colors, but this is the L'Oreal gel liner, and I've been using this for years. I sounded like I have an accent there. Obviously. I obviously love it because it's sanitary. So when I'm using this on a client, I can take out the product, put it on a paw palette on my hand, and I can work off of that. But I really love these L'Oreal ones. And I think they're like $10, I'm pretty sure. I love these. So highly recommend those. That's a great question. Do you guys have any other questions before I hop off? Or any recommendations for next week as well? Anything you guys would like to see? I hope you guys are all staying sane, healthy, and safe. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. No problem at all. Yes, staying sane, healthy, and safe. And I will be back next Wednesday right here with the school. And if you guys have any questions, I also wanted to mention that we are doing virtual tours of the school. So if you're a student or you're wanting to be a student with the school, we actually do virtual tours right now. So if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely reach out to us. We would love to set something up for you. But you can go to our website, which is artofmakeup.com, and you can contact us from there. You can either email us or call, but everything is right on the website, so artofmakeup.com. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. Have a good day, guys.